Okay, so we just went over propositions. Now we're ready to move on to logical operators. So we're going to take those lowercase letters that represent propositions and start to do some operators with them. The first one is negation. The negation of P, we're real creative here, little p to stand for any proposition, is denoted with a bar P. It is the proposition, it is not the case that P. So the truth value of not P is the opposite of P. Pretty straightforward stuff there. Let's take a look at a quick example. If we let the proposition G be Gail is retired. Now, I want to pause here for just a second. Note how this is being the notation here. Little g, we know the little letters stand for propositions. And then that entire expression is in quotes. Right? It stands for a concept. The concept here, the proposition is Gail is retired. As we get further down the rabbit hole, that will be harder to track. So we want to express not G in words. Well, if G is the idea that Gail is retired, not G would be it is not the case that Gail is retired. This is kind of the straightforward way, right? You just slap it is not the case in front of there to do the negation. However, go a step further when you're negating these. You're not really going to speak that way. What does that actually mean? It means Gail is not retired. Next, we have conjunctions. The conjunction of P and Q, so two separate propositions, is denoted P and Q. Little upward arrow there. So this is a brand new proposition with the word and sandwiched in the middle there. So we can see here the truth table assigned for P and Q. Both of them need to be true separately for the conjunction to also be true. Let's take a look at an example. If A is the proposition apples are fruit, and B is the proposition boys are males, then let's express A and B in words. Apples are fruit and boys are males. So we would have to assign a truth value to that entire package. We would put the whole thing in quotes. It would be one concept now. Last time I had mentioned that English is not our friend here. Same thing's happening in these sentences. They are all conjunctions despite missing the word and. The weather is bad, but we will go to the game. Sally took geometry, yet she doesn't know the Pythagorean theorem. Right, these are all bridge terms. They're all standing in for the word and. If you reread that first one, the weather is bad and we will go to the game, has the same meaning that you're trying to convey to where you're speaking to as the weather is bad, but we will go to the game. Moreover and although have the same meaning. The faucet is still leaking, although I just replaced it. Logically, it's the same as saying the faucet is leaking and I just replaced it. It is a square hexagon. These are the types of things that can be broken up into multiple pieces. It is a large red rectangle. Is a large red rectangle is the same as saying it's large and it's red and it's a triangle. Next we have disjunctions. The disjunction of P and Q denoted P, little down caret there, the proposition P or Q. If either P or Q is true, or both, you will get a true value statement for the disjunction. Let A equal Ann broke the dish. T represent Tom broke the dish. If we want to express A or T in words, you get Ann broke the dish or Tom broke the dish. Either Ann or Tom broke the dish. Again, diving back into the weeds here, English is not our friend. It turns out when you say these sorts of things to people in conversation, their brain, by context, decides if you're using inclusive or exclusive ors. So let's go over examples of inclusive ors. This is where both things could be true at once. You will pass the class if you average 70 points on the test, or if you attend all the classes. Now, if I said that to you in class, you would be able to accomplish both of those goals, and you take it to mean, oh yeah, I can do both of them, right? And I'll pass the class. Premium will be waived in the event of unemployment or sickness. Again, you can do both of those at the same time. If x minus 2 times y minus 3 equals 0, then x is equal to 2 or y is equal to 3. It is possible for x to be 2 and y to be 3 at the same time. Now, say I just said something to you like Linda lives in Edwardsville or Alton. By default, you understood that to mean Linda can live in Edwardsville, she can live in Alton, but it's not possible for her to live in both. You may have cake or ice cream. Right? If the waiter says that to you, you take that to mean, oh, I don't get to, both is not an option here. Last night, John went to the movies or stayed home. Again, it's not possible for John to have done both of those. So we have a separate symbol for the exclusive or. We tend not to use it too much in the course. It's that little circle with the plus sign in it. And here is the truth table assignment for that.